again. My name's Gabe Zolna. This is the 13th of January 2019. Read an article on CNN written by Sonia Moghe, M-O-G-H-E. Traffickers at the El Chapo trial say drugs aren't smuggled through open parts of the border. Well, you know what happens. CNN's got to be watching Drug Inc. because that's a totally untrue statement. You can see countless mules with 50-pound bags of marijuana strapped to their backs. They're crossing not at the borders, ports of entry. They're crossing through open areas. Absolute bullshit article. Most drugs are smuggled in the United States on board fishing boats, trains, tractor trailers, and ordinary cars that come into the country at legal ports of entry, according to former cartel members who testified in the trial of notorious cartel leader Joaquin El Chapo Guzman. Some cartel members have testified about using underground tunnels, but none have said they've transported drugs into the United States at unwalled sections of the border. Again, totally untrue. I've seen countless videos on various programs where you see these mules being tracked down and arrested, carrying large packs on their backs. The testimony comes at a time when President Donald Trump's push for a border wall includes arguments that it would help stop the flow of drugs in the United States, which it would. Trump tweeted Friday that without a steel barrier or wall along the U.S.-Mexican border, our country cannot be safe. Criminals, gangs, human traffickers, drugs, and much more, other big trouble can easily pour in. It can be stopped cold. U.S. Border Patrol seized nearly 480,000 pounds of narcotics at the U.S.-Mexico border between legal ports of entry during fiscal year 2018, said Department of Homeland Security spokeswoman Katie Waldman. But the department has not provided data about the amount of drugs seized by authorities at legal border crossings. All right, so what's the answer here? Well, shut down the border. Well, who needs it? There's no reason that they're coming back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. In Guzman's case, the government's own witness, many of them former Mexican cartel associates, testified that after the government cracked down on smuggling tunnels, they began relying on legal ports of entry to bring drugs into the country. Former high-ranking Sinaloa cartel leader Jesus Zambada Garcia testified about Guzman's use of tunnels in the early 1990s to quickly smuggle drugs such as cocaine into the United States, earning him the nickname El Rapido, or the Fast One. A tunnel is the most secure way to cross drugs to the U.S., the easiest way to cross over weapons, Zambada Garcia testified. Zambada Garcia was arrested in Mexico City in 2008 and extradited to the United States, where he pleaded guilty to importing, distributing, and selling cocaine and belonging to a continuing criminal enterprise. He has not been sentenced but could face between 10 and life in prison. He said that in the late 1980s to early 1990s, 95% of cocaine was brought to the United States by a tunnel under Arizona's border with Mexico. But as law enforcement began discovering and closing tunnels, cartel management directed drugs to flow into the United States and other areas. There's a whole series of tunnels between Mexico, around Tijuana, and San Diego as well that were uncovered. Tractor trailers where it continued to be a popular method of smuggling in narcotics. Some trucks are fitted with double bottoms, that is, hidden compartments. Others filled with goods, such as large cans of chilies, that contain sand surrounding a specially made cylindrical brick of cocaine. If shaken by authorities, the sand makes the cans sound like chilies are moving around inside. From about 1990 to 1993, nearly 30 tons of cocaine was smuggled in the United States using this method, Zambada Garcia said. Alright, so again, why not just shut the borders down? Mexican families were hired to drive cars with secret compartments across the border at Juarez, sometimes 3 or 4 times a day, he said. There was also a time when Sinaloa associates sent drugs to the United States on trains. Teresa Martinez Sanchez testified in December that between 2000 and 2003, he was able to smuggle in 30 to 50 tons of cocaine by welding false compartments into the ends of oil tanker cars. Martinez testified that he and his associates vacuum-sealed cocaine in bags, wrapped them in plastic, and rubbed them with mechanics grease to throw off drug-sniffing dogs. Again, just shut down the borders, huh? I mean, that's going to put a real big crip. Leave them open for, I don't know, 1 week a month. Who needs everyone going back and forth? It's totally insane. And you know what? It isn't just the Mexican borders. It's the Canadian border as well. I'm going to make another video about that shortly. Folks, it isn't that difficult. And again, CNN is full of lies. Tons of drugs are carried across the border by mules at illegal ports of entry. Do your own research. Let me know what you come up with. You might want to repost this in your social media accounts. You might want to pass along to like-minded friends and ask them to do the same. The link will be attached. There's more to read.